Hello, nice to have you join us, reaching you live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiu and you're watching Newsroom series. Today our focus will be on the southern region, but before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. Now, troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hiding Kai have repelled an ISWAP attack and launched a devastating full-on counter-offensive. A statement signed by the Media Information Officer of Operation Hiding Kai, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, says this decisive action has significantly degraded terrorist capabilities, disrupted their logistics, and reaffirmed their unwavering commitment to dismantling terrorist networks across the Northeast region. The statement explains that on February the 5th, 2026, ISWAP terrorists conducted a failed attack on a forward operating base, Auno. However, troops of Sector 1 stopped the assault. Capitalizing on this success, on February 9th, troops in synergy with the Civilian Joint Task Force launched a bold counter-offensive in Kudunga local government area as they engaged and neutralized 16 terrorists. Now, it's meant to be the third day of the Occupy National Assembly protest to compel the Senate to pass the aspect of the ongoing Electoral Act Amendment Bill that allows for real-time electronic transmission of election results. However, when our correspondent visited the National Assembly gate, which has been the protest venue since Monday, no protester was in sight. Only security personnel comprising the police and the army are on site. Protesters comprising members of the civil society groups, the National Core Opposition Movement, and some prominent Nigerians have stormed the gate of the National Assembly in a protest that started on Monday. Their demands included the call for immediate reversal of the decision of the upper chamber regarding electronic transmission of election results. After Monday and Tuesday's protest, the Senate shifted its position and allowed for the electronic transmission of election results with the caveat to resort to a manual backup whenever transmission fails. Since that decision was taken on Tuesday, some of the protesters have described the position of the Senate as being clever by half and insist that the term real-time should be included in the clause. Arik Air has confirmed that one of its aircraft operating from Lagos to Port-Harcourt diverted to Benin Airport following an in-flight incident today. A statement issued by the airline explains that the Boeing 737-700 series aircraft was on descent into Port-Harcourt International Airport when the operating crew heard a loud bang from the left engine initiated standard safety procedures. As a precautionary measure, the crew carried out a safe diversion to Benin Airport. The aircraft landed without further incident and all 80 passengers and crew members on board were safely disembarked with no injuries reported. Arik Air says arrangements have been made to transport the affected passengers to the final destination while apologizing for the disruption. We start off in Delta State, where the state's government has conducted a pre-handover inspection of the DSC roundabout flyover in Efurun, with officials describing the project as nearing completion and set to ease traffic congestion across the busy corridor. The inspection team, led by the Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, alongside senior government officials and representatives of the contractor Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, assessed the quality and level of work from the Agbaro axis through to Efurun, expressing satisfaction with the standard of construction, with the flyover component put at about 98% completion, while only minor finishing works remain. The project, already open to traffic, is expected to significantly improve safety, reduce travel time, and boost economic activities in Efurun and its environs, while also strengthening access routes for agricultural produce from hinterland communities to urban markets.
We must emphasize that the flyover, the DSC flyover, is a distinct project from the roads. So, Julius Berger is almost 98% done with the flyover aspect of the DSC roundabout. So they asked us to come and see what they have done so that if there are any observations we have to make, we can make them now so that before we come for the final inspection that will precede the taking over of the project, and that is why we're here. As you can see, it's a comprehensive team from the side of the government. We have gone round from the beginning of the flyover downstream the Agbaro end. Now we are facing the Efru end, haven't come to the end of the flyover project and haven't made the observations we have made to the representatives of the contractor, Julius Vega Nigeria PLC. We are satisfied with the level of work that has been done. We do hope that by the time we return, based on their invitation, they would have reached the 100% mark of the project. You know, for instance, coming from Ugeli, Abraka, those areas, they all journey to this place and they are making production of food crops. So we are interested on this bridge from the Ministry of Agriculture because we know it's going to ease the production and distribution of food for our people. And also the place called Ubakele, we have over 3,800 hectares purely for cassava, which would also attract processing plants. So we are doing this in Aviara for the first time in Delta State. The government will be able to produce over 132 hectares of rice on this last dry season farming, and we're going to improve on them.
Residents of Evotubu in Benin City, the Edo State's capital, are breathing a sigh of relief as construction work finally begins on Powerline Street, a long-neglected road that's been a major headache for commuters. The project engineer assures residents and motorists that despite the looming rainy season, work is progressing well and measures are in place to ensure timely completion. Meanwhile, residents of Odeon Street near Powerline Street are hoping to catch the government's attention next, citing similar flooding issues and neglect.
Powerline Street, a major artery in Benin City connecting Ewotubu and Siloko roads, is finally getting a long-awaited facelift. The Edo State government has approved construction, offering relief to residents and motorists who have long battled potholes, flooding, and daily commuting challenges.
It's trying now, and as he started it, please, we are pleading for him to finish it so that at the end, the community, the motorists, and the traffickers will be happy to see any development in Edo State.
The traffic now is no longer spoiled. We are managing it now. So it's okay now. We are managing the work now. Based on the road, we are still managing. You can see the road, they are still doing working on the road.
A trader from a nearby street shares a video showing his hit, appealing for the work to be completed swiftly.
So when the rain started last year, he entered most houses, especially our house for those streets. That make me do that video. Without them not fast do the road now, make the rain not see enter our houses. That would they beg the governor.
The project engineer assures residents and road users that the construction will be completed on schedule, even with the rainy season approaching.
This street is a power line linking Ewotubu to Teachers House Local Road. It cuts across to 19th Street, that's Ugbawo, New Lagos Road. So as you can see, it's already in progress. We are looking at in another less than 2 months, we should be out of this place.
Can you tell us the length of the road?
23.5 kilometers.
Meanwhile, residents of nearby Odeon Street are hopeful their area will receive similar attention, citing frequent flooding as a major concern.
I appear to government that beg them where we need to go help us for Odeon Street. Is our street, the name of the street. Need they go help us, this is our street. Need the rain not go carry out the whole houses.
God bless the government. Thank God they've remembered this road. Please, they should come to Odeon Street as well and try, if it's drillage underground, let them channel the erosion to that side so that people here can live well. We can't park our vehicles inside the car. If you have a car now, you have to look for somewhere else and park. You know, the area is so bad, everywhere smelling.
The ongoing work on Powerline Street has inspired hope across neighboring communities. Residents eagerly anticipate improvement, holding on to the promise that better, safer roads are finally on the horizon. Jessica Lugoser, Channels Television News.
Akwa Ibom State's Governor Umo Eno has expressed appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for creating a separate ministry in charge of blue economy, saying he is confident that the development will help to fast-track development of Nigeria's Niger Delta blue economy. Governor Umo Eno made the remark while declaring open the maiden edition of Niger Delta Blue Economy and Investment Summit in Ikotek, Benin, Akwa Ibom State.
Nigeria's Niger Delta region is positioning itself as a frontier market for sustainable maritime and ocean-based investment as senior government officials, global investors, development finance institutions, and multilateral partners converge on Kodekbene, Akwa Ibom State for the inaugural Niger Delta Blue Economy Investment Summit. With the theme, Harnessing Blue Economy Potentials for Sustainable Development in the Niger Delta, the summit represents a strategic shift from extractive dependence to capital-led blue economy development focused on mobilizing long-term investment into marine infrastructure, maritime logistics, fisheries, coastal tourism, and port-linked industrial value chains across the Niger Delta.
This summit, in my view, is a summit where we want to write a new chapter in the history of the Niger Delta region. A chapter of prosperity, a chapter of sustainability, a chapter of inclusion.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, who is represented by Rear Admiral Sunday Atakpa, assures of the commitment of Nigerian Navy to the safety of the country's waterways to guarantee security of investments in the maritime sector.
To sustainably harness these resources, which offers huge potentials for national development, a secure, stable, and well-regulated maritime environment is required. The Nigerian Navy remains committed to safeguarding critical maritime infrastructure, protecting marine resources, and suppressing illegal activities such as crude oil theft, piracy, illegal bunkering, and other maritime crimes that undermine development in the region.
Also represented at the event is Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno, who thanks President Tinubu for creating a separate Ministry of Blue Economy, a move he believes will fast-track development in the sector. He promises that Akwa Ibom State is committed to repositioning the sector and its ecosystem through the actualization of the Ibom Deep Sea Port.
The Deep Sea Port, Ibaka Deep Sea Port, which actually is called Ibom Deep Sea Port now, I think it was who said it. It's not going to be a white elephant thing. I can assure you the work has gone very far. We've done all the regulatory imperatives that are on ground. We have all the certifications, all the approvals required, away from the congestion of Lagos, and deal with Central African Republic as well as the hinterlands of Nigeria. We will work very hard to ensure it happens.
The event is expected to extract commitment from critical stakeholders, which will form a reliable framework for sustainable development of Nigeria's Niger Delta blue economy.
River State Governor Simne Alai Fubara has assured that the over 50-kilometer Port-Harcourt Ring Road project will be completed and delivered by October this year. He assured that despite prevailing challenges in the state, his administration will continue to make funds available to ensure uninterrupted progress on the project. The governor gave the assurance after inspecting the road project, which cuts across at least 5 local government areas of the state and is designed to ease traffic congestion within Port-Harcourt metropolis and Nigerian communities. The governor, who noted that the road project was conceived by his predecessor, who desired that its completion would earn him the appreciation and gratitude of Rivers people.
We need to really confirm the level of progress that the company has made. So we started our inspection from the axis of Eleme, the refinery junction. We transversed to Oyibo, to the part of Obiakpo, and we're here to see the only river crossing bridge that will connect the entire section of the road. From your own observation, not just mine alone, they've achieved a lot. And in the course of our discussion, they are still assuring us that by October this year, they will deliver the project. So, in my assessment, what they need is the fund, and from my own end is the push. I strongly believe that this promise that we made to our people will deliver it by October, God willing. For me, this project is very important, considering the person who conceived it, my Oga, Honorable Minister. He had a very big vision. He believed that if I achieve this project at record time, Rivers people will be happy with me.
An Ogoni group, Ogoni Beyond Oil and Politics, has called on youths of the area to begin positioning themselves academically for future opportunities by enrolling in relevant courses at the newly established Federal University of Environment and Technology in Thai local government areas. The call, coming 1 week after the university's maiden matriculation, was made by the convener of the group, Madison Kabari, during a visit to the pioneer vice-chancellor of the institution, Professor Chinedu Mom. Mr. Kabari commended the federal government and the university's management for the timely takeoff of academic activities less than 1 year after the institution was established.
This visit is also an advocacy that you should collaborate with us, collaborate with our graduates, collaborate with our local government, collaborate with our town criers, collaborate with every center where they will be doing registering jam moving forward on the courses available in this university, so that people do not end up, the university ends up having it, and yet the students are not enrolled. You know what? It has taken you, the management, the council, this university, under your watch to get these courses accredited. And it also says much about your vision in educating the students with the requisite courses that will make them relevant in the future.
In his response, the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Chinedu Mom, reaffirmed the university's commitment to working with host communities for the benefit of students and Ogoni land.
The future of Ogoni does not lie in oil and politics. It was in the building of manpower for greater tomorrow. Like talked about, Ogoni was living on survival. It's high time you go beyond survival. And I've always said it, and I want to say it again, that the Ogonis are a very wise set of people, forward-looking. And that is why I'm not surprised as one of the low-hanging fruits, or one of the demands of the Ogonis to the presidency and the dialogue is give us a university. That demand wasn't born out of reflex, but the Ogonis know the importance of university and transforming and bringing about sustainable development in this region.
Residents of Cross River State have continued to express satisfaction over what they describe as sustained peace across the state following the launch of the government's security initiative, Operation Okwok. Many residents commend the administration for the improved safety being witnessed across communities, while others are calling for enhanced border surveillance, particularly along the state's coastal corridors.
From Calabar metropolis to rural hinterland communities, residents of Calabar, the Cross River State capital, are excited about the increased visibility of security personnel and intensified patrols, which have contributed to a noticeable decline in crime. And it's not just the absence of crime, but a renewed sense of peace since the launch of Operation Okwok.
I've seen some good works. Senator Prince Basio too, I must commend you. You're doing a great work. I pray that you continue in another 4 years and you do greater works, because I've seen that the security in Cross River State is good. Like my own street before, over 5 or 6 years, there is no lights, there is no security, there is nothing. We suffered a lot, but now we are enjoying. I thank God for the governor, Prince Basio too, is doing well.
Given Cross River State's coastal location and its proximity to international boundaries, concerns remain about potential vulnerabilities through sea routes and border communities. While acknowledging the progress recorded, some residents urge authorities to continually work towards strengthening land and maritime border security.
The governor or the security, the people that are in charge of security in Cross River State should beef up security in Cross River State. The borders in Ebonyi, Benue State, border, all those places. They should know who comes in and who goes out. But I think in our case, we don't really know, we don't really think of who comes in. You come in, you exit as you like. Anytime you want to go, you go out. Anytime you want to come in, you come in. We don't really check on those people. Like the immigrations, the Cameroonians can come in through our waterways. They can go back again through the same waterway. They don't check them. The first time they don't check anybody. As long as you get something from them, you give them something, you are into Cross River. As you are going out, you give them something, you are out of Cross River. So that is why I want the government to really help the people security within our area.
Responding to these concerns, Governor Basio too reassures residents of his administration's unwavering commitment to sustained collaboration with security agencies.
We are looking at that and we are not resting in our oars. So we are still equipping, and that's why we are coming up with homeland security very soon. We are coming up with border security very soon. We are going to take position and make sure that security remains our top priority.
As Cross River State positions itself as a destination for tourism and investment, residents believe the most valuable achievements remain simple yet powerful: the freedom to live, work, and move about without fear, both day and night.
The death of Patrick Peresode, an indigene of a Masoma community in Bayelsa State, is now at the center of an intensive police investigation following allegations that he was assaulted after a social media dispute. The Inspector General of Police has directed the Bayelsa State Commissioner of Police to carry out a comprehensive and impartial probe, underscoring the seriousness of the case and the need for accountability. During a media briefing, the Commissioner of Police confirms that the incident is being treated as a case of murder rather than a simple dispute, revealing that preliminary findings suggest the deceased may have been forcefully taken to a private facility where he was allegedly beaten before being handed over to the police. The Bayelsa Police Command is assuring the public of transparency, justice, and zero tolerance for misconduct, whether by civilians or security personnel.
We carried out arrest on for civil defense. His statement has been recorded from them. During my interview with the complainant, the surviving victims, and the member of their family in my office, he identified two of the civil defense to be part of the people that assaulted or tortured them. The surviving suspect, Destiny, made it very clear that no policeman touched them. So as it stands, police has no hands in the killing of Patrick. As soon as investigation is concluded, the case file will be duplicated and forwarded to DPP for their legal advice. Thereafter, they will be prosecuted. We are here to protect lives and property, and we will not take any misconduct from anybody, whether the police or whether the members of the public. We are there to serve, and we continue to serve. Therefore, any information that can lead or that can assist the police in this investigation, they should kindly come up and give me in person.
And that's where we drop the encore on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.